Hi everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Right now I want to go over a proper squat. Many of us do squats, a lot of us like to drop it like it's hot. I want to show you how to set it down like it's warm, alright? So what we're going to look at is using a chair. Is that bad? It was a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to have you use a chair for your starting position. Now when you start with this, I want you to start it seated, a little bit forward in the chair, feet shoulder width apart. Look at my shins. You want your shins to start in this nice upright position. At no point should my knee be in front of my toes. When my knee gets in front of my toes, like if this was my foot, in this position here, I'm creating a point of impingement, and that's going to create tension and pressure on my meniscus. This can cause tears. This is a lot of the reasons why people have severe knee issues, is because they're not squatting properly. And that's what the chair comes into. So we're going to go over basic form for your squat. We're going to start here, and I want you to start in the chair so that you know that the chair is there. I know it sounds silly, but your cerebral nervous system, your CNS system, will trigger as you start to fall back, and it kind of makes you kind of tense up. So I want you to make sure you got a safety net, you're good, you're not going to hurt yourself. You are going to fall because most of you haven't done this properly. So again, with our breathing, we're going to have that nice tight stomach on the inhale. Engaged on the exhale, we're going to bear down a little bit more. When we do the movement, we're going to inhale. You inhale on the passive, you exhale on the power. So as I'm coming down in the squat, I'm going to inhale. As I'm standing out of the squat, I'm going to exhale. All right? So I'm going to take a nice deep breath. It's nice to have your arms out just as a motion. Also, you can use a little momentum to draw yourself up. So nice inhale, exhale, standing up. I know the chair is there. It's going to be there when I go to sit down. And what I want to do is, you can see the angle. I'm going to reach my butt for that back, basically this portion of the chair. I'm going to reach back. So again, nice open throat, shoulders nice and back. And as I come down, I'm going to instantly, as soon as my knees break, I'm going to break my hips. I'm going to go back. So inhaling, reaching, 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 reaching. Bam, I'm in the chair. Exhaling up. Now, if you just did that and you're watching the video, you might have just fallen into the chair. Totally okay. You're going to do that. You're going to do that for the first few times that you try this experiment or this exercise. So again, inhaling down, exhaling up. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Be mindful of those shins. I'm going to change the position here just a little bit so you can see what my knees are doing. So when I do this, I want to be aware of rocking in and out. If I'm laterally or internally rotating, if one knee's dropping or anything like that. So again, we're going to start in the chair, nice and seated, feet shoulder width apart, facing forward. All right. Again, nice open throat, hands here. I'm going to inhale, exhale. And again, you want to just keep an eye on those knees, make sure that you're not trailing one way or another. Be aware that as you do this, depending on the tension in your legs, you might start laterally rotating out. You might have one foot that rotates out. I call it the driver's foot because when you're driving, you'll usually have one foot that falls off kind of like that when you're on the gas pedal. It's common. You're not weird. Well, you might be. But it's very common for your body to have these levels of tension. This is one of the things that we'll work on with our foam rolling, is turning off these muscles that are actually left on, causing these bad physiological habits. So again, we're going to start here. Let's do a couple more together. Let's do 5. Inhaling, engaging, exhaling, power. Okay? Reaching back. Reaching back. Now reach those hips back. Make sure. Pushing that butt back. 2 more. Slow it down. And if you have the chair there still, we're going to stop just before you come into the chair if you can. Nice and slow. Inhaling down and just try to go as slow as you can. All right. Now, I want to show you this without the chair. Now, you might not be there yet, and that's fine. I want to just show you, just so you have an understanding of the depth that you want to go to, and also just the speed at where you want to go. A couple things that a lot of people will do When they're doing a squat, A, they get their knees way too far forward. B, they fall forward instead of sitting up nice and tall, getting our hips back, and then staying up. So again, it's nice to actually look at, like, if you have, well, we all have a ceiling, but looking at the accommodation or where the connection point between your ceiling and your wall, that'll give you about the nice 15-degree angle up that you want. So as I'm coming down, I'm inhaling, looking up, reaching my hips back, coming back up. As I come up, I want to flex the glutes, I want to flex my knees, I want to keep this nice and tight. The tighter my core is, the more I keep my upper body and my lower body connected. All right, so again, let's do 5 of these. Inhaling down, hips back, hips back, hips back, and up. Your feet might lift a little bit, your toes could lift. Try to force your flat foot down. Do these barefoot if you can. Inhaling down. Nice and slow, controlled. Look down, make sure your shins are pretty much straight. Keeping my knees behind my toes. And again, just like you saw there, you're gonna get off balance sometimes, totally cool. You're building neuromuscular pathways. You're reestablishing good form. Or establishing good form if you've never had it. Real talk. All right, so let's do 2 more. Back, and. All right, seems very simple. Most of us don't do them right. Use the chair, that's your friend. Use it as long as you need to until you feel comfortable coming all the way down into a squat here, being able to hold for 5 seconds, and coming back up. Use the chair. No reason not to. Keep it safe, good form, and I'll talk to you soon.